Invitational with 3 bans in. Nothing has changed thus far.
First pick Thresh once again for Fnatic.
And of course Hylissang 1 and 7 on that Thresh. Of the 4 champions he's played most, let's exclude the Braum. Really not having a great showing on that one.
It's weird.
That's Hylissang, of course.
His individual performance on a champion is fantastic. It's more as a team. They have lost more games on it, and we haven't gone back and watched every single one, so we can't really explain 100% what it is. I think a main concern for them when they don't have the likes of Morgana is it's a lot harder to peel for the likes of Vardags without that black shield against this composition that can like dive onto him. And that's also why Fnatic, at least in the last game, were happy enough giving them Thresh, take other champions in early rotations and ban that Annie, and simply respecting the hard engage from Hylissang as well. I mean, we have a support pulling 2 bans and potentially a first pick every single time. The rest of your team should be able to benefit from it. Oh, Hecarim is open. That's a mistake.
That's simple. Banning Rek'Sai against Reignover. We know it is his most played champion, but Reignover has played a number of jungle champions to fantastic success. The pony is locked in against the Unicorns.
Yeah, well, if you look at Reignover's champion pool, I guess what Unicorns are trying to do is move him away from early aggressive junglers, because Lee Sin and Nidalee has not been the most picked champions for him. He liked the tanks here in the Cinderhulk meta. He's even played the likes of Olaf before Cinderhulk came out. So he has shown, at least in the past, that if Rek'Sai is gone, it's more about the slow scaling junglers, and in this case, Gragas just instantly being locked in. Unicorns put more value on getting the bottom lane and trading that for the Hecarim. We have to see if they can use the more passive approach from Reignover. Despite him still being very aggressive in terms of ganks, he's not on the same kind of champion in the early game. And
we'll have to see whether or not Unicorns can adjust their vision patterns to maybe play to that effect.
Oh, please lock it in.
Now, if any team is going to deal with Hecarim in a fancy, flashy way, it is the Unicorns of Lab. Febiven has played Xerath 3 times, won all 3 games.
Yeah, he's not going to play it, but his Xerath is just so insane that I love watching him play. They don't have to pick the mid laner here for Fnatic. You can go with the AD carry. If you want the Kalista matchup into Sivir, you can take that one again for yourself. Otherwise, Lucian has been a good pick for Steelback, where they run these compositions where they kind of protect him as a hyper carry and they allow him late game at least to have a massive impact. They tend to run the likes of Janna and Nunu with it, so with Nautilus being locked in, it would be a different style. The other thing, but Lucian is still a good pick for them.
The other thing to note, hover picks are not something we tend to like to talk about as casters because they change so often. But one thing you cannot deny, Febiven flashing the Xerath with a jungler that is relatively slow. You get wave clear from Xerath, flashing the Anivia for the control for the late game. Does it plant seeds of doubt in the Unicorns' minds? That is something we need to see how it plays out. I think there's a lot of untouched nuances to the pick and ban phase that can actually affect players' mindsets. You see a Zillion, you don't think it's a lock-in. You see a Febiven Xerath, you go, you know what, that's not too crazy.
I can almost guarantee the teams don't really care, because they already have the sights on their own picks and they wait to see what's been locked in on the other side. But yeah, I mean, you got a point with them sitting and discussing it. Question is, will Unicorns go back to slow scaling, long range AP, or long range? Well, Udyr has been locked in.
We love Kikis. Mr. Cameraman, wherever you are, you deserve a cookie for finding that guy and also flashing at the moment the Man-Bear Pig is locked in. Udyr, Irelia, Sivir. If Unicorns were ever going to overwhelm you, this was the team comp to do it with.
So this is kind of different for Unicorns of Love. Normally when they play Udyr, it's in these kite compositions with their long-range poke mid laner and a big tanky top laner who kites with them. Crowd really wants Teemo.
I can't hear you over Teemo. Well, I'm afraid it's not going to happen.
But now Irelia's been locked in, so with this, it's more dive onto Fnatic. And that's where Udyr is not always the strongest, because he gets kited around fairly easily. When he's against Nautilus, he's against the Gragas. Lucian has the mobility as well to dance around the Udyr. And suddenly he's not going to offer a whole lot if you want to dive the backline. He's a lot better in kite comps. So that's a little bit weird from them. Oh, that was getting close, but they got the Lucian in the very end. And Fnatic has a bit of everything here, honestly. There's good wave clear. You have the all-in potential. You have to engage from Hecarim, from Nautilus to get onto these immobile picks that PowerOfEvil has liked to play. And you got good damage all around from early game to late game, honestly, with Lucian, Ahri, and Hecarim.
So a lot of options on the Fnatic squad.
Just a good, well-rounded comp.
They can do little bits of everything for Unicorns at the moment. It is really about throwing themselves at your opponents. The only player in Europe to play Syndra all year long for the 7th time will be running Syndra in the middle lane. Nobody else is playing this champion but PowerOfEvil, and it is, screw it, it's his champion. It
is his champion here in Europe, at least. When the nerfs came in, with their Q damage went down, their E got nerfed as well, was a lot thinner suddenly. A lot of the pro players were tweeting, Syndra, she's horrible now, she's not going to be played anymore, we're never going to pick her. The next day, PowerOfEvil said, well, here's Syndra, I'm going to lock it in and win the game. So for him, he still thinks it's a fantastic champion. And this is going to fit better with what Unicorns are built now, in terms of we need to dive onto Fnatic in with our comp here. We have the Sivir ult, we have the Irelia, and now the one-shot potential from Syndra. I still do think this Udyr is kind of misplaced in that kind of composition, because he's so much better when it comes to you kiting and you drawing out fights. This is not what Unicorns want to do. They want to have quick fights where they burst down a target within a few seconds of the true damage from Irelia, ult from Sivir, and of course the Syndra ulti.
Well, we'll find out if they can make that happen. As we touched on, Hylissang on that Thresh. 1-7 as far as his record is concerned. PowerOfEvil 3-3 on that Syndra. He does not miss stuns often.
No.
And if Steelback is out of position, it could really hurt. There's those team comps. One more time, the pick and ban strategy has altered with Rek'Sai banned away. Huni plays Hecarim for the 3rd time. Will it be a win in game 3 of this best of 5? Fnatic on the blue side going to get themselves off to exciting starts.
And I want to see what PowerOfEvil skills at level 1, because he's one of the players who adapted to the nerfs to the Q, and he decided to skill W first, because that's 80 base damage, where the Q is 55 at level 1. So he skills W level 1 to surprise the enemy and win the first few trades, and then he maxes Q right after, so that's still going to be maxed first, obviously for the passive as well. I want to see if he's doing the same and if he gets a good trade on Febiven, because that's one of the ways he tends to get an early lead in his lanes when he plays Syndra. Kikis is going to have to be very active on the map. He has fantastic clear on an Udyr. He has fantastic mobility when it comes to moving around the map, but his ganks can be somewhat lackluster. They often
disagree.
Often
flash
rely.
Slap.
I was about to say, often rely on a flash to make it work. So he flash in, bear slaps them, and also when he plays Udyr, he does red buff and he does level 2 gank. 3 out of 3 times in playoffs. Let's see if Huni with no flash is smart enough to have down an early ward. Notice how he didn't place a ward at level 1, so that's still ready for him. And once he returns to lane, if Kikis is coming for that level 2 gank.
Flash bear slap. Do you believe in 4 out of 4? We'll have to find out, as definitely not Udyr. He's going to start on his traditional red buff. I want to quickly quote that video we saw just before Pekka was interviewed. Vardags touching on how good Unicorns are in best of 5s and how they can adapt. They have adapted, and we'll see whether or not their decision-making and strategy pays off. Deficio, we've been hovering PowerOfEvil for a little while. He skilled the Q.
Yeah, I guess
his first play.
I guess he only does the W against Kassadin or melee matchups, then decides to get Q at level 1 for the trades. I just wanted to see, you know, I'm not much of a Syndra player myself, but it's one of the small things you notice with PowerOfEvil when you try and see what he normally does. Kikis, are you going to go to that top lane once the 2 guys TP up there and kill the no-flash Hecarim? He's running in chicken form. There's no ward yet. Will he sit and wait in the bush before the ward even gets placed from Kikis? The TP has to come in from Chachi.
Oh,
you have to place the ward instantly, Huni.
Oh. Chicken form, bear form. No flash this time because there's not enough support.
Huni has done his homework.
Huni has
Thank you.
Wow, no flash bear slap yet. Vic is still looking for it. Level 2 gank did not work out. Libram Strike did not really do a whole lot there from Vizicsacsi. We do see those early level 2s, and Kikis unable to make it 4 for 4. Man, bear, pig, turtle, phoenix, tiger thing goes back into the jungle to continue farming up.
Yeah, and with Fnatic, or with Reignover starting on his own red buff, he couldn't really take too much advantage of Kikis here, because he just showed himself quickly. Invading into blue a little bit late could have been very risky for him. Instead, he's going to go for a gank on this Irelia.
Well, let's see. Not a lot of mana on Chachi. He's going to flash away Huni and Reignover. Gonna get some damage down, and that might dissuade Vizicsacsi from playing aggressively. Oi! That's definitely not a good ward. I think he knows everyone saw that one. But to get back to the point, without a flash on Vizicsacsi, maybe that's gonna buy some safety and some time for Huni in that top lane. He does have Ignite, so if Vizicsacsi continues to stick around at low HP, maybe Huni can look to set up a surprise kill. Look, Reignover's coming in from the tri-bush. He's going to get spotted by
the ward. The value.
What a difference it's going to make. Remember, there's no flash in Vizicsacsi. Reignover's going to land the body slam. Red buff's ticking away, and he's going to get first blood.
Such a good start from Fnatic. Everything from the early ward from Huni to spot the Udyr, and then just saying we're against an Irelia. She's one of the lane bullies that if you shut her down and delay her Trinity Force, she falls really, really far behind. So I really like the early ganks here from Fnatic. And if you get a lead on Hecarim in this matchup, you can be so annoying with your passive because you obviously ignore the minion, so you can stand on a minion. The way normally for Irelia to probably trade is like you jump in on a minion, kill it, then you E, and then you have your Q ready if someone tries to run away. You can't do that against Hecarim because he's sitting on that minion you want to jump to. So if you get a lead as Hecarim in that matchup, you can just be so annoying and also just deny her farm.
Somebody else that's annoying is Kikis. Not able to get the same early advantage he has in previous games, but 3-1.
Still pretty good KDA.
Pretty good KDA, and it's traditionally been picked into very good team comps. This is the first time, Deficio, I've heard you say you're not entirely convinced. All 3 previous games, it actually made quite a lot of sense.
Yes, again, because that was poke compositions that wanted to kite, where a low cooldown on your stun as an Udyr, the fact you get your turtle shield, so you're so tanky that these double tank comps can't really kill you, or the low damage comps when he's against the likes of Urgot, we can say. Here, it's just very different. There's a lot of burst from Fnatic to take him down, and he's not here to peel anymore. He's here to dive in with the rest of the team, and I just want to see what he can do in fights, because he has the tendency to just get kited around. Like one slow on him from a Nautilus, and you need that flash.
Vardags will be trying to help out that weakness. On the hunt, of course, the big tool. We've not actually taken a look at many of the other lanes thanks to all the focus. Top mid lane going even on farm. Febiven with a defensive start, opting into the Negatron cloak first. Typical as we start.
Oh, he got it. There we go, boys. And now he's gonna get a gank off. But Reignover is here, ready for the counter gank.
Counter gank is available. Remember, Huni does have Ignite. Chilling Smite goes down. He knocked Kikis back. Kikis actually flashes defensively. No flash best slap this time round. Turns into Phoenix stance and is going to get forced away. Reignover reading Kikis' Udyr like a book. Huni's just hit level 6. There's an onslaught of shadows. They're going to go in. And that's going to be a 2-man onslaught. That's another kill for Huni. He's going to get himself a double kill. And Holo has landed. Remember, it wasn't banned out. Steelback gets caught by Hylissang's death sentence. Hylissang catches everyone with death sentences. Exhaust has been survived through YellowStar, trying to get damage down, but they're forced to retreat. Vardags, so much healthier. Unicorns of Love win the 2v2 in the bottom lane. But they're not winning enough.
No.
Because Huni is 2-0-1.
Yeah, that's the big deal here. Both lanes for Fnatic on the bottom side of the map, mid and bot lane, is sitting back farming, honestly, playing it fairly safe, knowing that Reignover was putting all his focus on that top lane. Because the thing is, best case for Reignover and Huni, they dive the Irelia, kill her again. Worst case, you find the Udyr there and you get a 2v2 lane that you're going to win anyway. So there's really no bad scenario for you, as long as you keep providing assistance for Huni on that Hecarim. Such a strong start, rushing that Frozen Heart, so there's going to be no kill pressure for this Irelia in the one-on-one lane. And this is backfired completely from the Unicorns of Love. They banned Rek'Sai, allowing Huni to just instant lock Hecarim as the first pick.
Huni has consistently shown how scary he is on carry-type top laners. And he shocked the European LCS with his Hecarim performances. Vizicsacsi, 0-2 down behind NCS. He's opted to go double Dorans. Not only is he under so much pressure, that Trinity Force spike is going to be a long way away. Let's see what Huni can do. Standing on top of those minions, exactly like you talked about, Deficio. And Huni is just rampaging his way across. There's almost an onslaught of shadows. Ignite burning through. Huni's looking for more. And he just 1v1s Vizicsacsi. The crowd is trying. Well, it's getting there.
There's a reason this champion has been banned in every single game in the playoffs against Fnatic.
Until now.
I mean, what is Unicorns of Love going to do? Okay, if your top lane is losing this hard, you just got to surrender that lane. You can't keep trying to gank for it because you're not going to win the fights. I mean, Huni at this point might even be able to 1v2 if he has his summoners ready. Wow. So you got to try.
8-minute frozen hard.
That's the thing. Now you got to try making plays on either mid or the bottom lane. But you had no flash on that Udyr. We said how his ganks are not very good unless you have that flash ready. So you can't really get in anywhere. There's a million wards on the bottom side. They expect him to show up at some point. They're even sending Vizicsacsi down here now.
Huni's got teleport available and call it 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 wards.
They're just going to dive Chachi here as well. They can see everything on the map. If they go in and poke him, have Reignover wait for the minions to hit the tower, Chachi is dead again.
Look at the mid lane though. Maybe Febiven will get caught out. Death Sentence does not manage to connect, and Febiven, unsure of PowerOfEvil's position. Remember, there was no minions middle lane. Very, very defensive. Reignover is going to knock Vizicsacsi backwards. The depth charge is going to go out. You cannot flash away from that. The culling landing shot off the shot, and the dredge line will be able to allow Fnatic to get their 5th kill of the game. Vizicsacsi's Irelia is going to do nothing this game. Udyr and Thresh trying to get blue buff. Huni's trying to get in a range. The smite does manage to secure the buff, but at what cost? They've lost their top laner. This is Unicorns of Love, and they're going to lose their bottom tower.
I do think it was a fine play. Oh, let's see what happens here.
Huni's going to just onslaught of shadows over the wall. Vardags tried to interrupt.
The plan from Unicorns of Love was okay. He's saying we're not going to get anything in our lane, so we have to swap it around, try and fast push a tower to get some kind of gold. That was fine. Problem was Vizicsacsi. As soon as he shows himself in the lane, Fnatic was already ready to kill him once again. Not that he's worth a whole lot of gold, but if they can at least trade towers, Unicorns get something.
Well, something is better than nothing. As Vardags is trying to deny as many minions as possible, does secure a tower trade. Still 2,000 gold down at the 10-minute mark. A dragon down. And we'll need to see how on earth the mythical unicorns control the power pony. Because between the two of us, I don't think we can think of many options.
No, Huni is just... There's nobody who can one-on-one him at any point of the game in this, with the way he's playing and with these early kills for him. Irelia.
So, 3-on-1 him.
Let's see if they can do it.
Bear slap comes down. Onslaught of Shadows is not available, nor is there a flash. Here comes the rest. That's a flash death sentence. Hylissang connects, flays him backwards. You don't need to one-on-one when you can 3v1. And Huni gets taken up. They're not done yet. There's the flash bear slap. Phoenix starts. The Dark Sphere stun does not connect. PowerOfEvil is going to unleash his power. Not even needed to, as it's Kikis that gets a 2nd kill of the game. PowerOfEvil realizing they had the damage, and he held onto his ulti in case anything further goes forward. Fnatic just a little out of position.
Yeah, very, very good response from Unicorns of Love. They're reading a situation, saying you're not going to get anything in the mid or bottom lane, so we can go up with 3 guys. We can gank your Hecarim, and now he wants some revenge.
Well, let's see what he can do. Onslaught is going to throw Hylissang over. That's going to be a dead Thresh. Kill goes to Steelback. Use the TP and the ulti for that. It's going to relieve some pressure in the mid lane. Well, it does mean now teleport advantage to the very underfarmed Vizicsacsi. I doubt they can make a big difference with it, but keep in mind it is available. We'll see how that works out.
It can be one of the ways to get at least a few kills on him if they get a good fight.
Scatter the weak, and there's the unleashed power. Summon a heal, used, culling going down. Look at the backup from Febiven. He's coming from the hive. PowerOfEvil should go down to the ignite in a moment or two as Vardags eats himself a barrel roll. There's the challenging spike. Here comes Chachi. Didn't need to use the TP. He's in a 3v1, and it's Febiven with the flanking maneuver. Fnatic get 2 more kills and a tower shortly.
Just a nice little roam from the bottom lane from Febiven had already pushed it up. Chachi is level 7, the same as YellowStar. Can he get a kill?
Well, we'll find out. On the hunt is down, and Reignover seems
They got to give it to him. They have to give it to Chachi here.
Out. It's actually a Phoenix stance, I believe, that ticked that one over. Or it could have even been Syndra, I guess. Unicorns of Love. That's a good charm from Febiven, but he doesn't have a lot of mana or any ulti to play with. Unicorns now, they're playing scrappy. Remember, these teams, when they get scrappy, they do this all game long. All of a sudden, Kikis, he's got no flash. He bare stuns the pony. Huni's trying to run him down. Onslaught of Shadows not available, but he's going to just prance his way over. Kikis gets another stun. Turtle shields up, continues to run away. Can he make it to the saving hand
stun
of PowerOfEvil? Scatter the weak, saves Kikis. Kikis manages to make his way out. 8-3, but still 3,000 gold down.
Yeah, and Fnatic, despite losing a few kills here and there, they're still looking to push their advantage. Hylissang is all alone now. TP coming in from Chachi. Guess it came in somewhat handy for himself. And Unicorns will love trying their best to at least get some gold in this game here. Try and punish Fnatic if they do overextend. The risk is always when you have these 1-3-1, all the lanes pushing. If one guy's overextended, you can go ganking with 2 or 3 guys and not lose anything elsewhere. So that was a good call earlier. Fnatic is looking to not do that again and just use your Hecarim that is so far ahead. Only person who can kill him is really PowerOfEvil here, unless it's 3 guys on him. PowerOfEvil doesn't want to one-on-one him. It's more, I guess, if there is a team fight with the Frozen Heart Rush, Lucian, which is, again, and I think PowerOfEvil, he loves to do on these AP
it's
mages.
his favorite item.
He rushes Lucian to be as strong as possible on 1 or 2 items and try and snowball his own lead from there, and therefore get towards his death cap and so on a lot faster than he normally would by just getting some kills. But he has to get the kills to make it pay off.
Tower should go to Fnatic here as there's no teleport available from Unicorns of Lab or support. Will they be trading it down in the bottom lane? That's a great stun from Scat of the Week. PowerOfEvil unleashes his power and Vizicsacsi tries to follow through. No Ignite available, and we do see Febiven able to Spirit Rush his way away. Vizicsacsi and PowerOfEvil now left alone in this bottom lane. They are going to get caught up by the depth charge. Vizicsacsi only got a Sheen to play with. Dredge line connects to PowerOfEvil. He manages to stun up Huni, but that's not going to be enough. Kill credit is secured by YellowStar.
And look at the mid lane now.
Lantern is going to get traded. Unicorns are fighting back.
They are. They keep trying to find some way of getting gold. Fnatic used all 5 guys on the bottom lane to get 1 kill. And they're going to lose 1 tower, and this one is just going to drop very, very low. Now Reignover's here.
Oh, Kikis might even take this one.
He might try and sacrifice himself.
He's trying to do it for the global gold. I think that's a smart move. 2 towers. Oh, here comes Huni. He's on the back line. Exhaust is up from Hylissang. Vardags low on mana. On the hunt was used, is trying to get away. Culling on the sideway fadeaway shots. Vardags spell shields up one of those rampages, but it just keeps going. Huni's got mana and attacks for days. Death Sentence does pull Huni into the tower, but you do not want that. Unicorns are clawing this game back. I thought they were on pace to have their biggest goal deficit at 20 minutes, but this is just not the case thanks to the fact that they are ahead in towers.
Yeah, they should never even be close when your top lane is 0-4 after like, what, 8 minutes in the game. Huni was so far ahead, but Fnatic has simply just honestly been a bit greedy and punished. So Unicorns keeping it very, very cool. They still have a good comp when it comes to the mid game. If they can get that Trinity Force completed for Chachi, all the global gold is going to help him a lot. Still far behind Huni, about 1,500 gold in total. But as we said before, it's something. And the Unicorns.
It's unbelievable to think they found 4 towers against Fnatic. You were touching on the wave clear that they had and the lanes that they could offer, and all of a sudden, Fnatic, they lose focus of that slow, controlled game from number 2 in the series. Seem to be focusing on trying to shut down Unicorns individually, losing sight of the bigger picture. So, we're approaching 17 minutes, 10 kills to 3, down on towers. That gold is now only 1,500 difference. I mean, it was, what, 4K at the 10-minute mark. We still have to see how this Udyr is going to impact the game, Deficio.
Yeah, we need to see in the team fights what it can do. That's going to be the big one for Kikis. We might have to wait a little bit because Fnatic has gone back to the 1-3-1 that was going to be the game plan before they started roaming around.
Here comes YellowStar.
Yeah, Chachi is still level 9, so
I think he's going to go down here. Spirit Rush goes up, Charm connects, Riptide goes up. Febiven should be able to get that one. He does. YellowStar's even able to secure the kill, and the poor fella with a broken leg there. Mumu cosplay is almost here. Oh, shame. I broke my wrist last year. I can feel your pain. Well, I guess I didn't have to use crutches. Yours is worse. Fnatic now in the top lane. They've got vision in the top half of the map. Teleport is available for Huni. He's in base. Got those home guards charged up. And they might be diving Kikis. Look at the TP coming in.
Kikis on his own, yeah.
Here comes Huni. He's going to jump into Kikis. Teleport from Vizicsacsi. It might be too late. Huni continues to spin that Guitar Hero axe around. It's caught by the Equilibrium Strike and holds onto his Onslaught to Shadows for the team fight. That's a flash death sentence. Connects onto YellowStar, followed through. Does get interrupted by the barrel roll. The support of Fnatic is down, but there's the Onslaught of Shadows. Huni is just tearing Unicorns apart, trying to run forward. Now Steelback, can he play Janitor and clean house? That's the question. Vizicsacsi now from the backline. Unicorns are scattered and low, and it looks like Fnatic should be able to clean up. Body slam goes out.
It's still alive!
He gets it! He gets the kill! The Unicorns of Love win the team fight 2v4, and PowerOfEvil stuns up Febiven. Can he do more? He's got no mana. There's not much support. The Unicorns of Love turn the team fight around.
It's insane!
He better get a replay of that one.
I don't even know what's going on, how Unicorns can still be in this game. They just keep finding the right place. Fnatic, they were the ones diving on Kikis. Didn't kill him. The rest of Unicorns showed up. They were still fighting on the tower. Let's see the replay. So we missed the first start, but still, Kikis is just running around tanking off damage. At this point here, Vardags was left untouched until now, and he's just cleaning up suddenly. Udyr, and then
shield.
Turtle Shield. There's no damage from the Gragas. And in the end, double kill. That was 4 kills for the Unicorns of Love. Still only 400 gold behind.
Deficio, I've seen this before. In the quarterfinals, Gambit got themselves to a 10, 12, 13-minute lead, made some tower dives that Unicorn said, yes, please, give me them dives, give me them kills. And Unicorns grabbed control of the game. Fnatic have just done something so similar.
Yeah.
Evened up the gold, and they are gifting Unicorns pressure and presence in this game.
And the crazy thing is, if you saw what happened before the dive, it was Febiven showing up 2 levels above Vizicsacsi, jumped onto him and killed him. So basically, you don't even have to teamfight if you're Fnatic. You can just split push, because Chachi can't even duel YellowStar. That's a lie, he can. It was a joke, but you can also just see PowerOfEvil die.
PowerOfEvil gets jumped on. Fnatic now get themselves a relatively easy kill. Death Charge goes out, they catch Hylissang. Culling is going to cull him down, but it's Huni that gets the last hit. We do see Kikis now trying to defend the tower, but that's not going to be enough. Fnatic, with a decisive engage this time, will get themselves 2 kills in that tower. We do see Kikis caught out. He will be dropping as well. Unicorns of Love are the ones making the mistakes. YellowStar pulls himself halfway towards Vardags. And all of a sudden, Fnatic say, we want this game, and they get that 3,000 gold lead back.
Yeah, finally it was Fnatic catching out the Unicorns here. Also fighting outside of a tower, which was the big deal. But the point before was simply that Fnatic had so many ways they could play. You could 1-3-1 it and just keep being a bully against Chachi because he couldn't duel anyone, and you would just always push down that lane, always have the pressure to push up all the lanes at once where they knew one of them couldn't be defended by the Irelia. They decided to go for all the fights instead, which, as you said, Unicorns were obviously very happy about because it was on the towers very early on. That being said, you still have 4 kills on Huni. You just got a Trinity Force on Vizicsacsi. So it's definitely still in favor of Fnatic, and we saw that last fight, what they can do once they're the ones catching out the Unicorns.
Big items picked up elsewhere. Frozen Heart for Kikis, Righteous Glory for Reignover, more engaged power. Actually, Righteous Glory on YellowStar as well. All that global gold and kills, meaning there are so many tools. Huni unable to use that devastating charge to interrupt Vizicsacsi.
Righteous Glory is such a good item. After the buff as well, it's made it even better, and that was one of the reasons Nautilus as a support became so strong, because you go for that item. 650 HP, and also the speed up. Let's see here. Chachi is spotted by Huni. Can get a lantern if he wants it.
Tried jumping on that one. Dragon secured. Kikis tried to get in. Does not steal it. Gets pulled back by the dredge line. He will go down. Tried to outsmite Fnatic, and it did not work out. At 22 minutes, 3 dragons secured. Despite the swings back and forth, Fnatic are on course for a 5-dragon game.
Again,
unless Unicorns can turn this one around.
Yeah, not exactly the same kind of late game power for them away.
Teleport's just become available for Huni, and he recalled Deficio. I think we're about to see him jump into a fight. Let's see. There is a teleport coming out. He's coming down mid. Unicorns are split up. Vardags, the rest of Unicorns down. Devastating charge, he's running. He jumps in, he does get played backwards. We do see the dive forward, the onslaught of shadows. That's the first kill, that's the second kill. PowerOfEvil is in full retreat. He may need to flash the wall. Unicorns of Love had no business being there without their jungler and arguably main tank. They get punished for it, lose 2. Fnatic turn their attention to the Baron.
Unicorns can't really leave their own towers. Every time it's gone bad for Fnatic, it's been around the towers of Unicorns where they've managed to punish them. Now they move out. Gonna see if they can stop this one. PowerOfEvil is dead. Chachi's gonna die.
Wow, that's going to be an easy one. Febiven is going to get shot down in replies. Vizicsacsi gets the kill credit. Baron is going low. Less than half. Kikis and Vizicsacsi trying to do what they can. There's a few low health bars as Kikis has got a lot. They immediately peel. That's a dead Vizicsacsi. There's a lot of critical hits coming down into Kikis as they try to focus him out. Huni gets a summon, a heal from Steelback. That'll keep him alive just a few seconds longer. Fnatic have what is effectively a delayed ace. Cheers from YellowStar's family. Baron not secure. Ooh. Well,
he's on his own. Okay,
that's yeah, not worth a whole lot, I'm afraid. Unicorns of Love, 5,000 gold down. They're 14 kills down, but they're not giving up without a fight.
No, that's very true, and they know they do still have some one-shot potential with the Syndra. The problem is whenever they're fighting away from their own base, Fnatic has all the map control in terms of warding and can get these TPs from Huni, can get the right engages, and then they are still that much stronger to just power through the Unicorns of Love. There's nothing really to protect PowerOfEvil here. Thresh is not going to do a whole lot against the Hecarim flying in and a Nautilus ulti. And he has no defensive items. That's going to be quite delayed.
Oh! You had to say it. You had to say it. Can't do anything, but he can steal blue buff.
It's the small things that count.
You can't predict that. You can't predict that.
No.
Fnatic still maintain control. They are 1-1 in the series. Victory here will put them 1 game away from Florida, from Tallahassee, from lifting that trophy and making the 4th LCS split victory for Fnatic out of 5. What a mind-boggling accomplishment for the organization and for the teams over the last 2.5 years.
No matter what happens today, though, then the Unicorns of Love can be very proud of what they've done in the first split in the LCS. This game, while it doesn't look good for them, they can still try and create some picks. That's what they're going for here on Reignover.
Here comes Huni. He does get stunned up. The Death Sentence, I believe it did connect. Unleashed Power still being held on there by PowerOfEvil. Fnatic are now split up. Febiven's looking for a target. He's managed to catch Vardags, and Reignover has managed to catch PowerOfEvil. PowerOfEvil does take down Huni after all the damage earlier on. Stunned faces from the audience as the fight continues to break out. 2 for 3, but the tanks of Fnatic are tearing through the Unicorns of Love. Vizicsacsi's in full retreat, and Kikis, I don't care how big your Bear Stance Turtle Shield is, it's not going to be enough. Dredge line backwards. This should be more kills. That's a stun from Equilibrium Strike. He does manage to survive. Now Chachi's the one that's in trouble. He's going to dash over to the Raptors. Raptors landing auto attacks after auto. It's a 3 for 3.
Stay alive.
I am proving wrong. As the Turtle Shield Bear Stance monster survives again.
Yeah, he does manage to stay alive. Let's see the fight. So Unicorns of Love saying we need to try and create some picks when Huni cannot get the right engage onto us. He drops really low in the start. Notice how Febiven on the top of your screen is coming in while Steelback's down on the bottom. So they're onto the backline of Unicorns very, very early. Vardags goes down, PowerOfEvil will follow. And it's just about doing as much damage as possible before and see if your 2 tanks can then clean up. Nice little pick for Vizicsacsi, and then Febiven jumping into melee range of an Irelia and an Udyr. That's gonna cost you your life. It ends up being the 3 for 3. And we can really see how Unicorns as well are trying to itemize for like creating these quick picks and just not getting the big explosive 5-on-5 with the Huni TP. And they're gonna get for another one.
YellowStar, the unleashed PowerOfEvil. It's the burst damage down, and Unicorns find a pick. What can they do with it? They want on Steelback. He does not have flash available, starts to channel the culling. He's trying to look for Hylissang, the Death Sentence doesn't get it, it doesn't matter. His Unicorns of Love have found two. They've got minions backing up behind them, and the Unicorns are now on the inner turret. They may be able to get this one. Huni's in the top lane, pushing. Unicorns of Love refuse to give up.
That's what you gotta admire. The crowd as well, cheering for the Unicorns of Love. They're gonna try and go for more. 5 seconds on YellowStar. Top lane, Huni's recalling now. This tower should go down unless Febiven and Huni jumps in.
Well, we do see the home guards from Huni. Unicorns of Love.
He's gonna maybe try and TP.
There's blue pings onto Baron. Where do Fnatic want to go? Vision this game has been so much more effective for Fnatic. Every time you look at the minimap, it is just blue dots.
And look at the Unicorns. They're looking towards the dragon instead to try and stop the 5 dragons. Fnatic, they know this is gonna happen. There's a chance for it. They will even see the Unicorns of Love on it. 0 wards on this Baron. Do they smell it and can they get there in time? 2 guys are stuck on the dragon for the Unicorns of Love.
Well, the dragon will delay that 5 dragon counter. There's a teleport coming out from Vizicsacsi. Baron was hitting low. They have managed to force them away. Vizicsacsi, will the barrel be used? Not even needed. Righteous glory. But I think so important. Baron stopped and dragon secured. Unicorns, 2 small victories in a game where they are scrapping for any opportunity possible.
But they keep looking for them. And even though they had a 0-4 top lane and they got towers in the early game, if they stop this dragon, or this Baron, sorry, it was successful for them. Here's a TP from Huni. It's gonna be tough. And PowerOfEvil is gonna die.
Oh, PowerOfEvil is obliterated as Huni and Febiven stack up for 2 more kills. Banshee's Bell is popped. Kikis could flash in for a steal. I don't think they'll let him go. Vardags is going to get soloed up by Huni. Onslaught the Shadows to run him down. Devastating charge to keep close, and the Rampage secures the kill. Steelback actually flashed forward for that one. And Fnatic secure the first Baron of Game 3, and with death time is still ticking away, they're hammering away on the inhibitor turrets.
We'll be able to get this one down as well for them. Don't really care about losing that dragon at this point for Fnatic. Base is now open for the Unicorns of Love. It's looking tricky. So despite all the effort for them, the builds that have come in here, I love the cooldown reduction from Thresh. We talk about that one after. First, well, I mean, there's been so many kills. You can see how Vizicsacsi is dead for now 20 seconds, and with Huni TP, PowerOfEvil staying around with no flash, there's not a whole lot he can do. He did steal a Baron with a shockwave before. Not gonna happen this time. So like the build from Hylissang, he's aiming for a 30% cooldown reduction. So you got the cooldown reduction boots, you got Face of the Mountain, that's 10%, and 5% for masteries. And basically what you have is now your death sentence, the Q. Every time you connect it, it goes down with another 3 seconds. So the overall cooldown is 8.4. If you land it, it goes down to 5.4 seconds. So you can keep spamming out hooks and try and pull someone in that PowerOfEvil can then one-shot. And that's one of the ways Unicorns have tried to get back in the game, by getting as many options of connecting CC to create picks. And while they've gotten quite a lot, and they've done a great job at least staying somewhat relevant, Fnatic has still been in the lead ever since the first gank on Vizicsacsi in the top lane.
Definitely the case.
Now we're gonna get a base race.
Does look to be. YellowStar actually cancelled that recall until a moment ago. Now Febiven's peeling away. Steelback is left alone to go for the bottom lane inhibitor. The supers pouring through the middle lane. Keep that in mind. The rest of Fnatic now defending in the top lane. Steelback is going to go onto that inhibitor as Huni. He gets caught by that death sentence. Huni onslaughts away. He manages to stay alive, but look at Vardags. Febiven is just melting his HP. Vardags forced to use summon a heal to stay alive, and Reignover is looking for the kill credit. We do see YellowStar going in. Auto attack, lands the anchor, and it's the culling that picks up the kill. We did see Steelback backing away and joining this fight, of course, as Vizicsacsi now is going to get caught up by the Ardent Blaze. Reignover looking for more. They find themselves 3 kills. Huni
Super minions in the base.
even managed to survive. Minions on the bottom tower. There's no teleport for Huni, but look at the rest of the carries. They're pouring through the middle lane. Reignover's going to delay Hylissang, and you know what? Doesn't even matter. Vizicsacsi's going to be left alone. Hylissang should be shut down, and the rest of Fnatic, they're setting their sights on the Nexus.
We'll get a kill on Hylissang as well. Can Chachi defend on his own? Huni was taking the tower here.
Everybody's alive now, Deficio. Wow, 5 seconds, I should say.
Yeah, Fnatic at least got the inhibitor in the bottom lane. And then back away and once again, try and play a little bit safe.
The burst damage from Febiven onto Vardags at the start of that fight, and the fact that Huni, he got caught by one of those death sentences you touched on, Deficio. It's just too little at the moment. Unicorns are unable to make those death sentences really count, and it's Fnatic that are in absolute control.
Should be looking to close this one out, but there's a lot of questions for Fnatic during this game here. I mean, with the start they got and how Unicorns still managed to stay relevant was honestly amazing from the Unicorns. And some misplays from Fnatic. I'm sure they're going to talk about them between the games here and be ready for game 4. What we have seen, though, from Fnatic is whenever they play these early comms...
they have got Febiven. The onslaught doesn't actually connect with anybody. Febiven does stay alive. It's the reactive play from Fnatic, but what did it cost? We saw Irelia, Sivir burn their ulti, Steelback, Febiven, Reignover, and Huni. So, team fight advantage in favor of UOL in abilities, but item and gold in favor of Fnatic, and of course, supers in 2 lanes. I believe the Baron buff has in fact worn off. We do see Vizicsacsi's caught. Wow, only 2 of them. Chachi is just, I mean, he's gotten Stinger.
Yeah, it's not been his game.
It was taken away from him. I think
it was. He was camped very, very hard by Fnatic, who predicted the movement from Kikis, the level 2 gank and everything, and then simply just turned it around against Chachi. They're really shown whenever they have a comp that can make plays early and mid game, they can really snowball against the Unicorns of Love.
A lot of praise to Reignover. He read Kikis so well. I mean, Kikis has not adapted his Udyr strategy, Fnatic, onto the last remaining inhibitor turret. It is now down. Vardags has rejoined his team, and with the support of Vardags, Fnatic opt to play safe and in fact back away. Dragon is spawning in 2 seconds. That might be the objective.
They're gonna have Huni TP in. I think it's just him recalling on his own. There are some wards in the base. He's on his way now.
Well, there's the rest of Fnatic. They're now moving back into the base. Huni's coming from behind. You did see that TP in defensive onslaught of shadows, in fact, as he throws it backwards. PowerOfEvil up in the top lane is getting culled away by Steelback. We did see Febiven use the hourglass to stay alive. Steelback flashes forward. He's got the triple. Now looking for more. Hylissang is going to make it back onto the lasers. Huni is going to get dropped down. Steelback tries to chase further, not going to be able to secure it. Fnatic turn their attention to the Nexus turrets. This will be the game. And Fnatic put themselves 2-1 up. Championship point in the spring split. Not over just yet as a few more minions pour through. Steelback gets another kill. It will not be, as it is in fact Reignover that secures the ace. Fnatic 2-1 in the spring split championship finals.
What a start to the game for them. Getting Huni so fit. This was the champion Unicorns of Love allowed Fnatic to get by banning Rek'Sai. I think Reignover very clearly showed it's not the champion, it's the player.
Yep.
In terms of the early game control he does offer, the Gragas was so spot on for him all game long. Unicorns of Love, full credit to them for getting back in this game or trying to get back. They traded towers for kills. They got 4 towers down with Fnatic only at 2 because Fnatic were chasing around for kills. They punished them if they were overextending. So they really tried to do everything they could after such a bad start. But Fnatic in the end was still so far ahead. And then once we got these big team fights out in the open, they were way, way stronger and could always dive onto PowerOfEvil.
And you have to talk about that Udyr again. You know, Unicorns are a team that innovate. They do new things. They change up. The moment Udyr was locked in, you instantly went Flash Base Lab, level 2, red buff gank. Kikis did it. He was read like a book, and Reignover just punished over and over and over.
Yeah.
They cannot afford
Udyr's
to
too weak early game to fight.
You cannot afford to give up Hecarim and then just do the same strat you've done every single time and allow yourself to be countered. So, Unicorns of Love learn a tough lesson. They are now 1 game away